60 seconds.
I'd say watching staticky porn is worth the money you sink.
Counting down the top 10 for this week, the number 1 song is...
Well, my saddle's so
No!
Cut! Counting down the top 10 for this week, coming in at number 2 is...
Incoming!
Look out, kids, here comes a wrecking ball!
This is nuts!
It's insane, right?
And look what's rolling your way.
This is the page.
Walt Disney Pictures presents the weirdest
Don't eat me!
and wildest adventure ever.
Oh, dear!
Only in theaters. James and the Giant Peach, rated PG.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man, who does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man.
Hey everybody, I'm the Lighthouse Critic, one guy with 1,000 views and all the episodes I must review. So we're almost at the end of April, and I got a very special episode today because so many people have demanded for me to review this episode. And let me tell you, when I saw this, I really liked this episode, but it's nothing compared to what's coming up next. Pulp Fiction, the 20th episode of season 2 of The Lighthouse, and above all, the 72nd episode. There's only one thing I loved about this episode, and everything else, it could have been just the same way, and I'll explain later reasons when I get to the end of this, and trust me, you guys are gonna flip when I tell you it. Let's start flipping through the pages of a comic book, and let's see where it ends at.
Alcohol is his power source, takes a piss like a drunken horse, climbs a wall, then he falls. This game sucks his spider balls. Oh no, he's playing the shitty games. When he plays his games, he feels so ashamed. He shoots web from his wrist, but now Spider-Man's fucking pissed.
The city of Townsville on the planet.
Give me this, little nigga! It's my story!
Game over, Ace Savvy and One-Eyed Jack!
I think I'll start using my toxin on cattle. Joker burgers! Ha! Talk about a happy meal.
You are finished!
Think again? I've got a few more cards up my sleeve.
I am the terror that flaps in the night. I am the lone roller skate at the base of villainy staircase. I am Darkwing Duck!
Not enough, huh? I'm kidding. Watch this.
The High Card! The Queen of Diamonds! The Deuce! The Nightclub! The Eight of Spades! The Strong Suit! The Card Cutter! The 11 of Hearts! The Royal Flush! The Joker!
have to play dirty cards?
'Cause that's the only way to clean up. So I guess it's off to jail for me.
The end.
That's awesome!
I actually love that. That is an amazing inspiration of seeing Power Rangers, the Avengers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, hell, even Spider-Man in this kind of verse. And those costumes are wicked. I just actually love them. Those are outfits they should use in Infinity War and in Endgame, but there's something even more that I'll actually tackle on later on.
Where'd you get the idea for all those butt-kicking super ladies?
From my sisters. They've always got my back.
Survey says... Fuck you, Duck!
Except for Lola. You never turn your back on Lola.
Knew it! I fucking knew it! I knew she was an apex predator in that dress. She's a man-eater.
Oh, here she comes. Watch out for oh, here she comes. She's a man.
Who is this? So if you fellas win the contest, they'll make this here into a real ace-savvy comic?
And we'll get to meet the creator, Bill Buck.
Bill Buck.
That kind of sounds like a weird name to actually give a character. I mean, has it ever occurred to you from the Tom and Jerry movie, Aunt Fig, Dr. Applecheek, Captain Kitty, Mr. Lickboot? Those are kind of fucked up names.
These are sounding more like abstract fetishes.
This one almost sounds too close like Bill a Buck. Once you think of the wordplay.
Well, I think your comic's totally gonna win.
Word.
Loud, McBride, school time is meant for learning, not for doodling degenerate fantasies. This trash belongs to me now.
That supercilious scoundrel.
Hell, there's no such thing as actually learning and actually drawing doodles. Hell, I did it all the time during my high school and middle school. Anytime I get done with an assignment or actually a test, I just go back to drawing my own characters. Or writing another scary story.
But Principal Huggins, you can't take our comic.
Oh, and now you're giving me sass. That's detention. Today, till 5.
You can't decide that. He can't do this to us. But then in this, it seems Principal Skinner is actually easy to handle than this guy.
But we have to get to the post office by 4. That's the contest deadline.
Oh, I didn't realize. I'll just give it back to you. Not! Damn it!
I'm gonna skedaddle. I'm not in the book. And I'm a ding-dang glad of it.
I've got just the thing to keep those doodling hands of yours busy. Cleaning erasers.
This is it?
This is it? Cleaning erasers as part of the punishment of detention? Oh, fucking big idiot. Why not fucking expel me? That would make things even better for you.
What did you say?
Nothing. I just said the Cat in the Hat sucks.
But we're not criminals. All we did was make a comic, and we're getting it back. Dang it. He locked us in from the outside.
Yeah, does it ever occur to this big-nosed wiener that he could actually have a supervisor actually in here besides locking the boys in here on their own? What the hell kind of school are you running?
Then again, this is a rather rare opportunity.
But then again, there is nobody around, so there makes a good escape for the window. I was just gonna go this way. Some of the boys actually have no escape around the school. Guess who actually comes and picks the lock for them?
Or I could just pick the lock. Not that your idea wasn't great.
Lola? Why are you busting us out?
Because we heard about Huggins confiscating your comic book.
The one starring me as Queen of Diamonds.
And me as the Royal Flush.
I know what you all are probably thinking. For once, the sisters are actually doing something nice for Lincoln. But it's not exactly what you think when you watch this episode again, and then you compare it to another episode in season 4. But Lola and Lana actually sneak Lincoln and Clyde actually out of detention and trying to make their way to Principal Huggins' office so they can get the comic book back. And so much as more shit can actually get out of control around in the school, the sisters actually create so much of diversion to actually help Lincoln out.
Principal Huggins, we have got a situation in the gym!
Now we have to distract Cheryl.
I took the liberty of assessing the school budget and encountered numerous instances of wasteful spending.
That's very cute, sweetie, but I'm sure everything here is in order. You were saying?
Put on a pot of coffee, sweetie. We're gonna be here a while.
Nutty as a fruitcake.
Just like her sister. Now then, as Lincoln and Clyde actually sneak into Principal Hudgens' office, as if they didn't even notice that the actual comic book is actually hanging on the back of the door.
There.
Problem solved, Cheryl.
Oh shit, the nigga's here! Hide! Hide! Turn on the lights!
We got rid of the bats and Coach is resting comfortably after his rabies shot.
Damn, I'm actually surprised that he wasn't smart enough to actually turn his head to actually see it's Lisa actually sitting in Cheryl's place. How dumb is this guy? I thought Principal Skinner was even more dumber than he was.
Great service, despite his poor grammar and spelling.
Seymour, are you looking at naked ladies?
No, Mother.
You sissy.
God help us.
I'm headed home for the day. You can let Loud and McBride out of detention at 5, but only if the erasers are clean.
And I know some of you all out there like Total Drama Island, Total Drama World Tour, maybe Total Drama The Revenge of the Island, or Total Drama Pocket 2 Island, or maybe the Redonkulous Race, but fuck Total Drama Rama.
Fuck you!
If you listen closely, as Principal Hudgens is actually leaving his office, you can hear a piece of music that's actually from the show. Tell me you actually hear that music that was actually in the first episode of Total Drama Island.
What is it? Kill it! Kill it!
You're a UN pussy, 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 pussy.
Shut the fuck up!
There goes Huggins!
That son of a bitch!
How are we gonna catch up to him?
It's taken care of.
Lincoln, where have you been? The post office closes in 30 minutes.
Change of plans. Principal Huggins has the comic. Follow that golf cart, high card.
Let's rock, dudes!
Again, they're being helpful, but you're being deceased as you would see. Wow! The principal actually is a boy band lover?
That's gay.
Enough!
I got eyes on the car.
There you go!
Hey, Rolf! Incoming!
My God, what the hell is up with this show having raccoons attacking these people? Is Miko actually not getting enough attention like he wasn't gonna get when he wasn't even gonna be in Pocahontas in the first place to begin with? Well, at least they're not getting attacked by a badger.
Fuck! You gotta be kidding me!
Move it, lady!
Oh, am I going too slow for you?
Yes, do you guys still have that weapon that I have a permit for that I'm not supposed to beat old people with? Can I have that back? But Principal Hudgens won't get away that easy. He won't give him the slip. And quite literally, so to speak, what Luann has up her sleeve.
Get serious, that never works.
But Lincoln and Clyde actually got their comic back, and before they can even head to the post office, Zilla actually blows an engine as if this thing wasn't a piece of shit already, as we saw it being destroyed in The Sweet Spot, Tripped, and so much more. Seriously, this dad has got to give up this damn band and actually get Veronica back. Honestly, there's nothing wrong with actually messing around with Veronica.
No!
Hey guys, check out the new look.
Lenny, this isn't the time to talk about fashion.
Okay, I never thought I would have the balls to say this, but Lenny actually did something right for once. I'm sorry I said that. She actually has some good thinking in her.
Never thought I'd say this, but good thinking, Lenny. I got the idea from Lincoln's coloring book.
Thanks for the tow!
Just hurry up and make us famous!
Now, does anyone out there even notice about why they were helping Lincoln out in the first place in this episode? Yes, they were helping Lincoln because he created a comic book that had them in it and they actually want to become famous. And I hope they're actually including their brother actually being famous too. He's the one who actually made the comic book. But you know what? I'm not actually gonna go hard on this episode because I still have some feeling for it. But the next one after this one, I'm not gonna have so much feeling in my bones of how tedious it actually gets. Anyways.
This needs to be mailed by 4 o'clock.
I want you to look at these three looking at each other and tell me what are they going to say here. Good luck. Well, let's look at the answers. No, there's no point in looking at the answers because I already know you have to say fucking answers. So everybody in the whole world, say on the count of 3 what exactly they're going to say. 1, 2, 3. What are you doing here? I rest my damn case.
I mean, shouldn't you boys be in detention?
Oh, the better question is that, wait a minute.
Well, what have we got here?
It is a comic book, The Adventures of Ace Savvy and the Principal Valiant by Wilbur T. Huggins.
I knew it!
Woo, I didn't know Huggins was actually a pig. Quite literally, so to speak, if you think about what movie I'm thinking of.
You're entering the Ace Savvy contest?
And your name is Wilbur?
Look, new commemorative stamps.
So that's what that feels like.
Where you going, pussy?
So that's why you confiscated our comic book and put us in detention, to knock us out of the running.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Okay, I did it, but I had to. When I heard how great your comic was, I knew mine wouldn't stand a chance.
But sir, why is a comic book contest so important to you? You're a successful school administrator. You got your own golf cart.
Yes, it's true, I have it all. But it wasn't always this way.
Here we go with another sad Saw backstory again.
Mother!
When I was your age, I didn't have a lot of friends, but I had Ace. Yeah, get him, Ace! Way to deal out some justice!
Wow, this boy's testicles dropped really quick.
Look at him!
This is a pretty hardcore origin story.
Proceed. Those comics meant the world to me. I wanted to win the contest so I could meet Bill Buck and thank him for getting me through a lonely childhood. But I went too far. I'm sorry, boys. You deserve to win, not me. As Ace Savvy would say, deal me out.
Wow, I guess there's more to Huggins than meets the eye.
Does anybody even know what line that movie is actually from? And by the way, I only like the first one. But somewhat, however, Lincoln actually has a better idea for his comic book, thanks to Wilbur Huggins.
Clyde and I get it. Ace has gotten us through some tough times, too.
Yeah, like when Lori first got together with Bobby. It was a rainy Tuesday. I wore suede shoes. That was a mistake.
You are a sad, strange little man, and you have my pity.
And we're not mad, because you just gave us a much better ending for our comic.
I did?
You did, but we gotta hurry. We only have a minute.
I think I can buy you a few minutes.
I think we should just, forget it. Now, how come you always think I'm gonna lead you into some sort of calamity?
Ah, fuck off.
I'm sorry, sir. We're closing.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Is it?
Survey says
I did it with Marge.
Please let this guy not turn into Clyde already, because I know he ain't trying to try to put the love mood on this girl.
I believe your son Wyatt attends my school. How would he like a little extra recess? Maybe a get-out-of-gym pass.
Yeah, this isn't a game of Monopoly. But then again, there are a few dirty acts of Monopoly that you can do in one single room. Please don't fucking ask, you don't even want to know.
No, but that's where I go every Thanksgiving.
But it does kind of help Lincoln actually get more time to finish up the comic, to change his alternated ending. I wish they could do that with no such luck.
Willie, why do you always have to play dirty cards?
I'm not an evil guy. I was just dealt a bad hand. As a lonely kid, the only game I knew was solitaire.
Hey, that's my superhero name. And I love solitaire. Especially Spider Solitaire. That's actually my favorite one.
so I guess it's off to jail for me.
I have a better idea.
The old maid's making off with the jackpot! You'll never catch me, Savvy!
Huh, you won't get away that easily!
He can't, but I can.
Oh, I wouldn't be so sure, because we've got a new card to play.
Time to deal out some justice. Wild Card Willie!
I love the ending, especially when we learn Wildcard was a lonely kid. I read a lot of entries with great action sequences, but none with this kind of heart.
Just like Jeff Bennett, he always puts a lot of heart into his character's voice acting. But I wonder if he'll actually come back as Chunker, if Chunk ever does come back in the show.
It was inspired by our principal here. He really wanted to meet you.
Sir, it is an honor. I just never... Oh, this is the best day of my... Oh.
That's okay. It happens to everybody when they ever want to meet their superstar idol, celebrity, actor, or singer. Hell, I had some people who actually wanted to meet me last year at Motor City, Michigan Comic-Con. But unfortunately, you know what happened during that year. Everything was canceled because of that.
Hey, what'd you think of the Queen of Diamonds? Wasn't she your favorite part?
And if anybody asks me what's my favorite costume that one of the girls was actually wearing this episode, it's hard to say. Either High Card, Nightclub, or maybe yet Joker. Because honestly, I still love that movie, Joker. Every guy's a king, every girl's a queen, and I'm always the Joker.
I'll be the Joker of crime.
Here, let me show you some of my ideas for an action figure and a bedsheet set. What about a toilet? What do you think of that?
Hey, this is kind of a full house.
By which I mean he's playing a card game of poker. And also it is a TV show sitcom of those two Olsen twins that act oddly in the show.
Yeah, we get the wordplay.
So that was Pulp Friction. This almost is about average to me because even though I'm not a huge fan of A-Savvy myself, but I do love comic books ever since I started reading Spider-Man at a very young age, and I saw Into the Spider-Verse, and that's a hell of a good movie, especially with animation, what they can do. But anyway, the very beginning of this episode, oh my gosh, I actually really love this part because it made me think I was getting sucked into a Marvel or Power Ranger universe. And you know what? I love how all the sisters' outfits looked, full deck. But something started going downhill when we actually go to reality when it comes to Lincoln and Clyde. And when there's always Lincoln and Clyde episodes, there's always an enemy they have to deal with. And by that, I mean Principal Hudgens. Now, there were a few things I actually predict, and there's some things I unpredicted about. Allow me to say something. Lincoln and Clyde were aiming to submit an A-Savvy inspiring comic book with the intentions of meeting the comic book creator, Bill Buck. However, Principal Hudgens confiscated the book, and it seemed that the boys won't be able to get to the post office in time. But in one aspect of that comic I really love was the teamwork. And yet I appreciate how each of the sisters contribute to the mission of getting Lincoln and Clyde to the post office in time. And yeah, they had some great motives for helping him, but I did like how they worked together as a team. My favorite part is likely Letty using the ribbon tie the front of Anzilla to the back end of another truck when it stopped working. It was a pretty brilliant idea, and as far as she's concerned, I also like how the boys held no resentment for Hudgens when he found out he's confiscated their comic book because he wanted to submit his own. I did kind of feel bad for him when he explained he had no friends as a kid, and yet he was somewhat into A-Savvy as well too. And it was insulting on those bullies' part of ruining his comic book. And I also love how the boys changed the ending to the comic book so Hudgens could actually be featured in it, which was really impressive, even to the actual creator of the comic. But if there's one huge nitpick I have to say about this episode, it's the sisters' teamwork. Okay, so we all know they're not huge A-Savvy fans, and they know they're not into it. You may think that they're actually helping Lincoln out to get his comic book back, just because he worked so hard on it and they cared so much about him, when really, if you look at it this way, the real reason why they're actually helping Lincoln is that so they could get famous. This may seem like they're trying to excuse themselves for what they did at the end of Sloop of Consequences, like they're just making it up for him, but no. There's something I'll have to craft on that subject, but there's another episode that did it worse than this one, and it really bent my dick. And you know, this would have been actually better if the whole entire episode was actually around in that comic book universe. It feels like audience could actually really enjoy it if they're actually watching the Avengers or Power Rangers throughout the entire episode. And then it would actually end with Lincoln and his sisters actually reading the comic book that Lincoln actually wrote. And they would actually enjoy it. This would have actually been a real good episode if it was just the whole entire episode being a comic book around Ace Savvy and the full deck crew. And then when it gets to the end, we come back to Lincoln and his sisters actually reading the comic book, sitting on the couch, and they would really so much enjoy it. This would have actually a real bonding episode, how they're just sitting there and just reading the comic book that Lincoln actually wrote. But through packing and great display of bonding between family, the comic book atmosphere, and even the depths of the antagonist that continues the thread of developing side characters, this episode is a full deck of animation goodness that's certainly worth to watch. I'm the Loud House Critic, and you know, speaking about this, I need to actually finish my comic book.
In the loud house, duck, dodge, push and shove, it's how we show our love. In the loud house, one boy and 10 girls wouldn't trade it for the world.